Good morning to everyone. Today I will present about company actuatech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hamizan bin Abdul Ghaffar. I will be present about introduction detail of our company, which is actuatech. Actuatech design and manufacture all the components of our pneumatic actuators internally. There are two production plants. First of all is Villa Caracina that carry out the die casting, painting and assembly of small and medium sized actuator, while the other one is the Sarezzo plant is instead dedicated to the production of large pneumatic actuator, which is such as heavy duty actuators. Meanwhile, the actuators also have their own vision, which is the right balance between man and the environment, improves quality of life, which is ensure a better world for the future generations. For the next slide is the values. For actuator is distributed into 3 points, which is passion, respect, and sense of duty. It permeates the company and guide in relationship with internal stakeholders, employees, collaborators, and external stakeholders, which is customer and the entire community. So, actuatech have their own mission, which is to provide a better world for the children and protect the environment that surround us, while concretely improve quality of the life by making plants more secure and reliable. So for during 2017, actuatech built up new headquarters and production site. They relocate the headquarters and production to Via San Lorenzo 70 at Villa Carcina, which is at Brescia. Next is for year 2020, new web identity was created. Actuatech overhauled its online image, which integrates institutional content with a complete product catalog, accessible also from mobile devices. Last but not least, for 2021, it is the celebration of 20 years for actuated activities in the name of passion, respect, and sense of duty, which is made in Italy. So, for the next slide, is history and growth of the actuatech. During 2001, inception occurred, which specialized in production of pneumatic actuator for control industrial valves. And next one is during 2003, actuator is awarded ISO 9001 certification, which is guarantee of the quality of each phase of process. For the year of 2012, actuatech also awarded ISO for 14001 certification, which is guarantee of the eco-friendly production. So for this slide, I will be presenting about the basic function of the actuator. The function of the actuator is responsible for moving and managing a mechanism or system. For example, opening a valve, which is called a mover. So our actuatech mainly focus on pneumatic actuator. The function of pneumatic actuator is enable forces produced from small pressure changes. So other than that, the power sources also does not need to be stored in reserve for operation.
Manufacturing process and technology employed. Step 1. Die casting. Each of the parts in the actuator that were made from metal were made by using die casting method. This method were controlled by the automated presses machines. Step 2. Coating. Details of the actuator that requires painting were controlled by a powder coating system. This system follow the regulatory standard that were accepted by the factory. Step 3. Body machining. The internal machining of the body were done to minimize the friction between parts and increasing its accuracy and efficiency. Step 4. Piston machining. The automated control machining machine that were controlled by experts were used to machine the piston. This to make sure it follow the standard needed for the actuator. Step 5. Stem machining. The machining process of the actuator shaft were also controlled by CNC milling machine, which were reliable for its accuracy. Step 6. Molding plastic parts. The plastic parts such as O-ring in the actuator were produced using injection molding machines. It undergoes strict inspection to ensure precision in the parts. Step 7. 3D measurement. To check the production quality, the contact and optical machines were used to perform precise measurement on all the parts. This to make sure that the parts can be assembled perfectly. Step 8. Assembly process. Actuatech technicians follow the product at every step of the assembly process. This is to guarantee the reliability of the actuator produced. Step 9. Testing process. All the actuators produced undergo a very strict quality control which were performed on automated benches. These were done to guarantee the total safety of the products.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Amirul Jalaluddin and I'm going to present about the design concept and quality assurance. Okay, for this slide, I'm going to talk about material and component in pneumatic actuator. There is 27 component in pneumatic actuator, and majority of the component is made of aluminum alloy, stainless steel and steel alloy. This diagram shows the exploded view of component in pneumatic actuator, and next to it is the bill of material in pneumatic actuator. For second slide, I'm gonna explain about how does the pneumatic actuator work. Pneumatic actuator rely on some form of pressurized gas, which most often compressed air entering a chamber where the gas build up pressure. When it has built up enough pressure in contrast to the outside atmospheric pressure, it results in a controlled kinetic movement of a device such as a piston or gear. This resulting movement can be directed in either a straight line or a circular motion. Since the conversion of compressed gas into energy can be highly controlled and is reliable and repeatable, pneumatic actuator are one of the most popular mechanical devices used in a wide array of modern industries. Next, I want to talk about quality assurance. For actuatech, guaranteeing quality to its customer does not just mean designing and manufacturing high performance and safe pneumatic actuator. It also means achieving this result through effective and efficient internal processes. The quality of actuatech product and processes is demonstrated by specific certification. The creation of a quality product implies the rigorous control of each product phases from design to testing. The actuatech design department, using sophisticated 3D CAD software, design independently all the components of every single actuator that will be produced in the company factories. Each actuator is then tested in the quality laboratory, where tests are carried out every day according to the standard of the European Committee for Standardization (CEN). This is how actuatech successfully produce pneumatic actuator capable of guaranteeing high performance and reliability. They can be used safely in many fields, from environment with potentially explosive atmosphere to the maritime sectors.
There are 7 categories product produced by company actuatech. First category, aluminium actuator, aluminium GD double acting pneumatic actuator. Second, aluminium GS spring return pneumatic actuator. Next category, actuator with integrated handwheel, GDV double acting pneumatic actuator with integrated manual control. Second, GS spring return pneumatic actuator with integrated manual control. Third, inox precision casting CF8M actuator. Product GD double acting pneumatic actuator CF8M microcast stainless steel. Second product GS spring pneumatic actuator CF8M microcast stainless steel. Next, inox 316 from solid bar actuator, GD double acting pneumatic actuator 316 stainless steel bar. Second, GS Spring Pneumatic Actuator 316 Continuous Stainless Steel Bar. Next category, Carbon Steel A105 Actuator GD Double Acting Pneumatic Actuator A105 Carbon Steel. Next, product GS Spring Pneumatic Actuator A105 Carbon Steel. Next category, Aluminium 2-stage Pneumatic Actuator. Product GDD Aluminium Pneumatic Dosing Closing Pump Actuator. And last category, Heavy Duty Carbon Steel Actuator GS Spring Return Pneumatic Actuator Heavy Duty Carbon Steel. Next, product GD Double Acting Pneumatic Actuator Heavy Duty Carbon Steel.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Umi Aiman binti Muhammad Johari. I'm going to present about problem faced by the company, which is product defect. The company guaranteeing quality to its customer does not just mean designing and manufacturing high performance and safe pneumatic actuators. It also means achieving this result through effective and efficient internal process. Each actuator is then tested in the quality laboratory, where tests are carried out every day according to the standards of European Committee for Standardization. First of all, the actuators fail to fully extend or fully retract. This is because the valve and the actuators are not in the same orientation. During assembly process, the valve and the actuators did not assemble properly and caused this defect. Another cause is because the power gas pressure is too low. Next, the actuator cannot return to the null position. This is because the reference position sensor verifies that the extension length of the actuator is not mechanically correct. So, the sensor bolt into the actuator is not working. Then, another defect is thread screw does not move. Thread screw is a structure that is responsible for converting rotational motion into linear motion as screw shaft and nuts slide each other. During the machining process, this defect happens because the machine works with low cutting speed and poor shearing action. Machining tools also not too sharp and contribute to the unsmooth screw thread. Misruns and pull shafts also one of the defects of the actuator. During the die casting process, the flow marks happen because of the low metal temperature, dirty metal, lack of venting and too much lubricant. Flow marks left on the surface of the casting due to poor gating, sharp corners or excessive lubricant. Last but not least is cracks. Cracks is type of surface defect. There is line or crack at the casting surface because the cracking usually happen at temperature at or near normal ambient. It is caused by the higher stress applied on the metal.
1. Suggestion of suitable manufacturing process. Instead of using injection molding for the plastic parts, another suggestion that can be used is the extrusion molding because it is lower cost. It uses materials that can be repeatedly undergo melting and hardening, but the leftover materials, which normally discarded as waste in other process, can be reused again. Plastic extrusion machine can be operated continuously, thus reduce the chances of inventory shortage and allow for 24 hours a day manufacturing. High flexibility. It provides considerable flexibility in manufacturing product with consistent cross-section. It can also produce complex shape. No need for extra finishing process. The end products do not need extra finishing as it follows the mold effectively.
Next suggestion for suitable manufacturing process is use capillary drilling instead of shape tube electronic machining STEM. Capillary drilling (CD) is an acid electrolytic drilling technique for drilling small holes in hard corrosion-resistant metals. For shape tube electronic machining STEM, is an acid electrolytic drilling technique for making long deep precision holes in high corrosion metals. Capillary drilling does not require any insulation, while for the STEM, require an insulation at the tools, which is titanium tube. As we can see, the cost in the capillary drilling process is lower than shape tube electronic machining. The hole diameter as small as 0.2 to 2 mm can be achieved by the capillary drilling, while stem can be achieved at 0.5 to 5 mm diameter of the hole. It shows that capillary drilling is more suitable for this process than shape tube electronic machining.
So for this slide, I will be present about the advantage and disadvantage of pneumatic actuator. So for the advantage of pneumatic actuator is it fast, economical and simple. It is also cheaper than other actuator. For the disadvantage of the pneumatic actuator is it is limited power. It also have shorter life cycle compared to other actuator, and last but not least, it also have temperature issue.
For the next discussion on what are the products that can be produced using the method. First, medical device such as gearbox for hospital bed and surgical tool. Second, recreational vehicle (RV), and lastly, firearms such as trigger guard, trigger, and safety.
Next, I'm going to discuss about the application of actuator. In industries, actuator ideal for use in industrial plants such as steam plant, glass production plant, technical gas generator. For automotive, actuator is designed and manufactured for firefighting vehicle, component molding and washing. Next, for food and beverage, actuator is used in the treatment plant of oil mills and chocolate factories. Besides that, for oil and gas, actuator is used in the application of petrochemical, refinery and lubricant sector. Lastly, for ink and paint, actuator is suitable for use in ink and paint production plants.
For CQI part, continuous quality improvement for this course, we found two improvements. First, difficulty to communicate online and limited access on resource.